listening to AM Ocala Live, WOC, The Source, 96.3 FM, 1370 AM. Good morning, everybody. Happy Monday. It's the Monday after the Easter holiday. Hope everybody had a great weekend, although we know it was different in lieu of everything going on with the, do I need to say, you know what it is? COVID-19 pandemic. As we move towards the rest of the week here, the conversation so far the show today has been a little bit of the idea of whether or not this is going to be coming to an end, or if we sacrifice too much, or what. As we were reading earlier in the show of the idea with Kentucky, given the Christian holiday of Easter, still holding services as the expectation of some of the parishioners still getting together at a reverend still holding the church services, and with that was the expectation of having Kentucky State Troopers go through the parking lot and write down all the license plate numbers and VIN numbers of the people who attended, in lieu of actually giving them consequences for the actions of congregating for the church service, which they have not said yet what there should be, although they did recommend anybody who attended any church gathering, like they said with the ones in Kentucky, were put on 14-day quarantine, or expected to do that. And with that, we'd like to open up the phone lines for your opinion. 622-9622 here at The Source, as we get your week started, we get your day started, and with the day ahead, we'd like to premise that conversation, as we had a caller this morning talk about some of the really cool things that Ocala has done, Marion County has done, in lieu of church services and everything through the weekend, in lieu of Ocala's drive-in and how they've had it like that, or some drive-up, Zoom, all these different ideas that people use to still kind of get, the service across to people who could not, gather. And if there's opinions on whether or not that should even be something we should do, or if it's definitely something we should do and it's glad we're doing it and all that good stuff. So that is going to be left out there for you folks. I'd love to hear your opinion. Give us a call, 622-9622. Now, as of news bits here, one of the things to mention is definitely in lieu of the weather, as now the expectations of the death toll is now climbing from what happened Easter Sunday through Louisiana and Mississippi, as both states have declared a state of emergency after violent storms battered the two southern states yesterday on Sunday. And with that, and the idea of weather, is where we're at now, with a wind advisory in effect for us for today, as there's a chance of showers and thunderstorms possibly, they say, after 1 p.m., with today's partly sunny skies nearing the upper 80s into the 90s. Now, they're calling for wind gusts as high as 30 to 35 miles per hour, as if you're already up having your morning coffee or out on the patio or driving, you can see that the wind is blowing right now with a consistency of about 15 miles an hour, but you can expect gusts to double in that. So with that weather, that's what it came through yesterday through most of the southeast there, as now that weather is working its way, and now the pronounced cold front has seen itself push into North Carolina, and all the way far south is now where it's at with us in Tallahassee, as it's on this way. As Americans marked Easter Sunday amid the challenges of the coronavirus pandemic, the South faced a new menace, a dangerous storm system that produced, now this is crazy here, 13 radar-confirmed tornadoes that battered Mississippi and Louisiana on Sunday night, killing at least 7 people, damaging homes and other buildings, leaving more than 60,000 customers without power across 2 states. Now, the fatalities were reported across 4 counties in Mississippi, according to local authorities. Mississippi Governor Tate Reeves declared state of emergency, saying, quote, "This is not how anyone wants to celebrate Easter Sunday. And as we reflect on the death and resurrection on this Easter Sunday, we have faith that we will all rise together. As the storms began to move out of Mississippi, some residents may need to prepare for flooding after some areas received up to 7 inches of rain on Sunday, said Eric Carpenter, a meteorologist with the National Weather Service in Jackson, Mississippi. And while the storm system will start to weaken, as the AccuWeather meteorologist Alan Reppert told us USA Today, that the parts of Arkansas and Tennessee should prepare for especially strong winds, as now that's moved through Tennessee now into North Carolina, South Carolina, Georgia, and the trailing end of that front here in Florida now through Tallahassee. So keep an eye out for what you have loose set up on the patio. Maybe tuck some things away, the patio furniture and stuff like that, as that comes a little bit closer for the afternoon. Like they said, strong wind advisory in effect nonetheless. Moving on a little bit, despite COVID-19 concerns, construction projects already in the pipeline continue. It says here for Marion County, donuts, grocers, and chicken among new Ocala projects. Despite COVID-19 concerns, construction projects already in the pipeline, as a new Dunkin', Aldi grocery store, and Kentucky Fried Chicken are amongst the projects on tap for Marion County. Work on all three projects is underway. The Dunkin' is going in at an out parcel of the Grand Oaks Town Center at 2575 Southwest 42nd Street. The new building will measure about 6,000 square feet, with about 1,500 square feet dedicated to the Dunkin'. 2 other units will split the rest of the building, according to the permit applications filed with the Ocala's Growth Management Department. The project is an estimated cost of about $700,000, that records show. Aldi is building its 4th store in Marion County. The Discount Market's latest location is going up at 7891 Bahia Road, near the Silver Spring Shores Walmart. Its other 3 local stores are also near Walmarts. In March, the German-based retailer bought the nearly 7-acre parcel for just more than $1 million, according to the Marion County Public Records. And according to its application for Marion County building permit, the store will cover 23,000 square feet, with 19,000 square feet dedicated to retail space. And at 3615 West Silver Spring Boulevard, a new KFC is going up on a 1-acre lot that the KFC Ocala LLC brought for just more than $500,000 last August. Plans call for a 2,200 square foot building with a cost of about $425,000, according to a building permit application submitted to Ocala. Other projects of note is a 130-room, 3-story independent living facility that is planned for the Paddock Ridge campus at 4001 Southwest 33rd Court. The project is in a final improvement stage before developers can build the facility on the 5.64 acres of its 16.5-acre campus. So there you go. Freight X plans to build a 15,000 square foot maintenance center in the 3800 block of Northwest 11th Street. Freight X is a trucking company with terminals in Georgia and Florida. So despite COVID-19, it's good to hear that there is still process of things moving along in Ocala projects that, of course, just bring more food and and fast food to Ocala. But nonetheless, that's business and jobs that is an opportunity for. As it is still set in motion now, as we try to find more subtopics to talk about in lieu of COVID-19. It's also there and mentioned in a lot of other things as the count continues to rise. There's 92 cases in Marion County. Excuse me. It's 92 cases in Marion County, has an increase of 9 cases in the past 24 hours as of yesterday around noon. It says here are the midday Sunday statistics from Marion County Health Department. It says number of positive tests for COVID-19 is 92, as an increase of 9 since the same time Saturday. As they had a geographic breakdown, as Ocala having 60, Summerfield 13, Bellevue with 4, Denellen with 2, Anthony with 2, Citra with 3, Silver Springs and Reddick with only 1, and Ocala with 2. Villages, Marion County, 1, and non-Marion residents, 3. Now, the age breakdown is a little interesting in itself, as it says here that 1 case of 85 or older, and the majority of cases are from the ages of 45 to 54 and 55 to 64. So 45 to 64 are the higher cases, are the higher number of cases, as it's mentioned. Now, as they continue to break that down, they says as of midday Sunday, 1,600 Marion tests had come back negative, and 256 tests were pending results. The county's 2 deaths resulting from the coronavirus were reported on April 5th to date. 12 Marion patients have been hospitalized, and the state has registered 19,347 cases statewide. Health officials reminded residents to practice, of course, the social distancing measures, to wash hands frequently, and to constantly clean high-touch surfaces, and stay at home if you're sick, and stay away from those who are sick, and to cover your mouth when you sneeze or cough. Now that segues into the article that came up later last night, that Florida Department of Health in Marion County announced that county's 3rd COVID-19 related death Sunday evening, as a press release from the Public Information Officer, Christy Juergens, stated that a 49-year-old woman, an Ocala resident with no underlying health conditions, passed away over the weekend after contracting COVID-19. Quote, "We are saddened to report the passing of a member of our community. Our deepest condolences go out to her family and loved ones." Mark Lander, the Florida Department of Health and Marion County Administrator, stated that in a release. Now, the press release indicates 93 cases of COVID-19 have been in Marion County as of 6 p.m. on Sunday. The latest information on COVID-19 in Florida is available at floridahealthcovid19.gov, as we've been told here, as we've had Mark Lander and County Commission Kathy Bryant, as they update those numbers each day at noon. So it'll be once we're done with here at AM Ocala Live that we'll see an update of those numbers. But if you'd like to find out for yourself, you can find it available at floridahealthcovid19.gov. A hotline is available at 866-779-6121, and a local hotline 644-2590, 352-644-2590. You can send an email to COVID-19 at flhealth.gov. The Department of Marion County Health, Department of Health Marion County is also providing updates via its Twitter account. Marion County case levels by zip code and other detailed information is available at Florida's COVID-19 data and surveillance dashboard. As there you goes a little bit more information of it. As ethics panel rejects COVID-19 announcements. Now this one's interesting here. It says, out of Tallahassee, the Florida Commission of Ethics rejected a request Friday to alter the state's 15-year-old lobbying, quote, gift ban, as a cable television and internet company wanted to run public service announcements from Governor Ron DeSantis and other state officials about COVID-19 pandemic. Commissioners voted 6-3 to maintain a ban against providing free publicity or exposure after Charter Communications wanted to run messages from DeSantis on its Spectrum networks, which reach about 2.5 million people across Central Florida and the Western Panhandle. Quote, by basically providing elected officials an opportunity to appear in professionally produced public service announcements, it's basically an opportunity to provide them with additional advertising opportunities, said the Commissioner Daniel Brady, one of DeSantis' 5 appointees to the ethics panel. Quote, there are more news announcements by elected officials on the course and status of COVID-19 than any of us have ever seen in our lifetimes, end quote. Commissioner Chairwoman Kimberly Rosanica, also a DeSantis appointee, warned that the carve out could set a dangerous precedent. Quote, one person is shown in a PSA, there may be another agency ahead that may ask to be put in one. And there are companies that analyze how much your name in the papers is worth and your name on the internet is worth, or your name on television. State law prevents lobbyists and organizations that hire lobbyists from providing gifts to state officials. And it says what is known in Tallahassee as the gift ban. Charter hired lobbyists to work on issues in the legislation and executive branch. It says Charter attorney Ron Mayer argued that the request was strictly to put out narrowly crafted but timely messages from leaders, such as the governor and the state surgeon general, about safety during ongoing health crises. And it says here, quote, a public service announcement dealing with COVID-19 coming from Ron DeSantis will carry substantially more public weight than one coming from Ron Mayer, who nobody knows, Mayer said. Mayer, who noted Florida is one of the few states to prohibit the direct use of elected officials in public service spots, rejected an assertion that PSAs featuring lower-ranking agency officials, celebrities, or athletes could carry the same impact as PSAs by leaders directly involved in the pandemic-related issues. As, quote, I'm not sure that Jameis Winston could communicate effectively as perhaps the Commissioner of Education could. Information getting to whether school children could be returning to the classroom or the last 2 weeks of the school year. I think parents would probably find the information coming from the Commissioner of Education or the Superintendent of Schools more reliable, more credible, timely, certainly, than a famous athlete. It says that the vote followed a separate 6-3 decision against a proposal that would have allowed PSAs, but only during simultaneously declared national and state emergencies, and with state agencies selecting who would appear rather than the firm's connected lobbyists. So finally they said in an end quote, as we could well have hurricanes starting this month, and we could have a big one coming in here, and the governor may not have much time, Grant said. So I think anytime there is a state of emergency, public service announcements related to the state of emergency should be allowed for the duration of that emergency. So something interesting when you think about just the idea of coming on to talk about it is it an ethics issue about lobbying more time for that politician or whomever he's beside to have that. It's interesting nonetheless as it comes to it. As we're making our way towards the top of the 9 o'clock hour, we suggest you stay tuned because we're going to have a little bit more news bits, and I'm going to cover the article again, bringing up what went on in Kentucky this weekend with the expectations of some of the church gatherings. We'd love to hear your opinion on it, 622-9622. So that way when we come back, we can roll with that conversation a little bit, and we can hear it from different sides. We'd love to hear your opinion on it and kind of go from there nonetheless. As you are listening to WOCA Ocala, 96.3 FM, 1370 AM. We are streaming live, YouTube Live, WOCA, The Source Radio. We're going to take our break as we come up here towards the 9 o'clock hour. As we're rolling with you this Monday, this first day in this second full week of April, as we're now entering the middle of the month, and seeing where we can take ourselves from today, Monday, and see where we can end up by the end of the week on Friday, as the last 4 weeks have been unprecedented and incredibly different, or a 180 as for where we start the beginning of the week. So in lieu of this week too, be on the lookout for the expectations of getting that stimulus check dropped into the account, as they're saying that this is the week that it should take place, as we hope it does, to take a lot of pressure off a lot of people. Although I know for the example of only receiving $1,200 for most people, that's just more of a kick in the crotch to say, hey, I'm not better off. It just reminds me of how not better off I am. But anyway, we're going to take our break. WOCA Ocala, The Source, 96.3 FM, 1370 AM. Good morning, everybody. Happy Monday. Hope you had all a great Easter. Rolling with the show. Got a good show for you that's left. As we take our break, we'll be back right after this.
News. I'm Chris Foster. President Trump on Twitter promotes a suggestion that he fired Dr. Anthony Fauci from his coronavirus task force. Dr. Fauci tells CNN there was early pushback against shutting things down over the virus recommendations made purely from a health standpoint, he says.
You could logically say that if you had a process that was ongoing and you started mitigation earlier, you could have saved lives. Obviously, no one is going to deny that. But what goes into those kinds of decisions is complicated.
The British Prime Minister Boris Johnson's out of the hospital recovering from COVID-19.
He's crediting in particular 2 nurses.
The reason in the end my body did start to get enough oxygen was because for every second of the night, they were watching.
The UK is now counting more than 10,000 coronavirus deaths.
Fox's Simon Owen in London. America's listening to Fox News.
Here at Napa, we salute the frontliners going the extra mile to get us through these uncertain times. You remind us of what really keeps this country moving forward. It's not just parts and tools. It's people. And at Napa, our people are proud to be part of your community. So if your vehicle experiences a bump in the road, just call your locally owned Napa Auto Parts, Auto Care, or visit NapaOnline.com because Napa knows how to safely support our communities.
If you're a pro, Lowe's knows your job hasn't stopped. We're here to help with the supplies you need to make repairs and keep people's homes running smoothly at this important time. From our convenient curbside loading to job site delivery to savings on the products you need most, our focus is to help keep your business moving forward. Lowe's is open, and we're pro ready.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
I'm Jan from Palm Garden. The well-being and safety of our residents is our top priority and at the heart of every decision we make. There are no visitors permitted in our center, but family members are encouraged to reach out by phone or Skype, Facebook, or FaceTime. Everyone is screened daily and wears a mask. New guests are tested and quarantined for 14 days. The response to these measures has been overwhelmingly positive. Thank you for your support and partnership. We are Palm Garden.
Shamrock Security Systems, 629-3223. Shamrock Security Systems is located here in Ocala, Florida. Shamrock Security Systems is a top-rated alarm company offering 24/7 monitoring, video surveillance, fire and flood protection. You'll sleep a little better once the job is done. Shamrock Security Systems for over 31 years. 629-3223. Get a 100% free quote from Shamrock Security. 629-3223. Are you a medical provider that doesn't like to settle for the same boring scrubs? Scrub Paradise in Ocala has a wide selection of top brand scrubs with embroidery available and the newest medical shoes and accessories. Every medical provider should look as great as the care they provide. Scrub Paradise is just off Easy Street next to Shoe Carnival in Ocala. Stop by today or give them a call at 352-873-4368. That's 352-873-4368.
Folks, in answers to hundreds of calls and messages, Bob Wine's Camellia Gardens has been deemed an essential business and is open regular hours Monday through Saturday during the current crisis. So take a few moments, check the deals on Bob's website, bobwinescamelliagardens.net, and give us a call with your order. We'll have it ready, curbside, and you won't even have to leave your car. This week, Bob has 6 agapanthus, just $35.99. Gorgeous Gerber daisies, not $4.99, just $2.99. Azaleas as low as $2.99. And citrus trees starting at $59.99 with a free bag of fertilizer. And by all means, check the tree deal. Nice-sized trees, many varieties, ready to grow now, starting at just $19.99. So check the ad, check us out, then come on out to Bob Wine's Camellia Gardens, a 5-acre open-air garden on Southeast 38th Street, Ocala. Daily till 4:30, and the same blooming place since 1952.
A lake wind advisory will be in effect from 2 p.m. this afternoon until 6 p.m. this evening. Sunny to partly cloudy and hot today. High 94, breaking the record of 91 set in 1993. Partly cloudy for tonight, low 72. Mostly cloudy and warm again tomorrow. The temperature breaking the record of 92 set in 2018 with a high 93. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm Kevin Snyder.
Hey, this is Matt from Crossroad Auto Sales. I want to invite you to come over and check out our vehicles. All of our vehicles at Crossroad Auto Sales go through a rigorous 100-point safety inspection. We work with most outside finance companies, and we even have in-house financing available. Stop by today at 1800 Northwest 10th Street or give me a call at 690-6695. That's 690-6695. Crossroad Auto Sales. We won't leave you stranded at the crossroad.
On this episode of What Not to Do, brought to you by
Mike's Got Plumbing. If water runs through it, we do it.
I love vacations, but it's good to come home.
Is the pool overflowing?
We don't have a pool, and even if we did, it wouldn't be on the second floor.
Oh.
I told you before we left to turn off the water main.
I thought you said take down the weather vane.
We don't have one of those either.
Yeah, I was wondering why you said that. It does make more sense now.
Okay, genius, don't just stand there. Cut the main water off.
Okay, I'll go get the chainsaw.
Wait, what? No! What do we do when there's a plumbing issue?
Oh, I got this one. I'll be right back.
I said no chainsaw. Shut the water off and call Mike's Got Plumbing.
Of course. I definitely was not going for the blowtorch.
Uh-huh. The number should be etched in your memory, but just in case, 866-314-4443.
Okay, got it. 866-314-4443. On next week's episode of What Not to Do.
Really? A mariachi band?
WOCA. Ocala. Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA. Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source. WOCA. Ocala.
You're listening to AM Ocala Live, WOCA, The Source, 96.3 FM, 1370 AM. Good morning, everybody. Happy Monday as we're working through the second full week of April. Getting to the middle of it. As it's a big week for a lot of people in the expectation of receiving the stimulus check, of what's expected to help things out, with it being now, from like I said, from a lot of people having it been 4 weeks, almost an entire month, if not a little bit longer, dealing with not being at work or having to stay at home, quarantine, do what all of it is. We know what it is. With people still needing to go some places, as we continue our news bits here, just a little touch for the community. It says the update of the road closures for Wauchula Avenue roadway improvements. As it says here, the second and third sections of the City of Ocala's Wauchula Avenue roadway improvement Phase 3 will begin today, April 13th. Construction is expected to be completed by Monday, September 28th. This project includes replacing stormwater structures and repaving streets affected by the newly installed structures. The first section of this project has been completed. However, drivers should anticipate interruptions. to the regular flow of traffic. Where these new paving projects will take place, the maintenance of the traffic plans for the construction phases through September are available online. As they said here, that for more information, you can contact the City Engineer's Office, and that's the Capital Projects Division at 352-629-8419. As you can find them as it more information on that nonetheless. As some other temporary lane closures or road closures in itself, it says motorists can expect temporary lane closure along Southwest 80th Street between the intersections of State Road 400, which will begin tomorrow, April 14th, and run through the 17th. So that's Southwest 80th Street between the intersections of State Road 400 on April 14th through the 17th, beginning tomorrow, due to pavement repairs requiring crews and equipment to enter county rights of way. It says crews will place barricades and signs to direct traffic through the work zones. Travelers should expect delays and use alternate routes when possible. Adverse weather conditions or other unforeseen circumstances may affect the schedules as such. So for more information, you can contact the Office of City Engineers at 671-8686. That's 671-8686. As we said, temporary lane closures that'll start tomorrow, Southwest 80th Street and State Road 400. As they bring us some other ones here, as the April 20th, we'll bring those up a little bit later when they're more close. But tomorrow is the idea of 80th Street, Southwest 80th Street, and State Road 400. And the other one that we said there at the beginning was the second and third sections of the City of Ocala's Wauchula Avenue roadway improvement phase. So that's Wauchula Avenue roadway improvements. As you can expect, delays, some heavy equipment and stuff in that area there. As there's more stuff that kind of comes about in lieu of COVID-19, it's all kind of feeling like, all right, that's everything's topic, especially with government and everything else. However, last week there on a Thursday was the it says here, CFO Petronas statement on signing of Senate Bill 348 for the removal of lifetime cap for Florida Healthy Kids program. So here we go. It says Tuesday. This was last week. So Tallahassee, out of Tallahassee, it said that the Chief Financial Officer, Jimmy Petronas, and Dr. Stephanie Hydropoulos, Chair of the Florida Healthy Kids Corporation, released the following statements regarding Governor DeSantis' signing of the Senate Bill 348 relating to the Florida Kid Care Program. The legislation removes a lifetime maximum cap on coverage expenses for a child enrolled in Florida Healthy Kids Program. The CFO, Jimmy Petronas, said, "Thank you to Governor DeSantis for signing this important piece of legislation that ensures every child in Florida has access to vital health care services. The removal of this burdensome lifetime maximum cap will allow Florida's children with the most devastating and catastrophic cases to continue to receive the quality care they so greatly need." It says here, "I applaud Senator Aaron Bean and Representative Carrie Pigman for spearheading this critical legislation, and to Dr. Stephanie Hydropoulos for her advocacy and continued commitment to the Florida's children. Providing health care to the children of families struggling to make ends meet is one of the best investments we can absolutely make." Florida Healthy Kids Corporation Chair Dr. Stephanie Hydropoulos said, "On behalf of the Florida Healthy Kids Corporation, I applaud Governor DeSantis in signing the bill SB 348 and members of the Florida legislature for their support on the legislation, and parents with children enrolled in the Florida Healthy Kids program will no longer have to worry about reaching the $1 million lifetime limit on claims and being without health insurance coverage should their child ever experience a catastrophic injury that requires expensive treatment or medical care. The legislation removes the concern for parents by eliminating this lifetime limit. And it says here, our main concern is ensuring parents have peace of mind to fully focus on what matters during a tragic situation, their child's care. So that's some good news, I guess, in a way, outside of all the COVID-19 talk and amongst all that, in lieu of healthcare for the Florida Healthy Kids Corporation and for the Florida Healthy Kids program to no longer have a cap. And when there's something catastrophic within, needing to take care of it, healthcare-wise, that it's amazing how expensive some things can get, and having that cap, it's amazing how quickly you can get there, as there was a lifetime limit, and now that is lifted. So that's some good news. So like they said, their main concern is ensuring parents have the peace of mind to fully focus on what matters during a tragic situation, which is their child's care. And Chief Financial Officer and State Fire Marshal Jimmy Petronas, statewide elected official and members of the Florida Cabinet who oversees the Department of Financial Services. And it says, CFO Petronas works each day to fight insurance fraud, support Florida's firefighters, and ensure the state's finances are stable to support economic growth in the state. We're going to take a short little break, and then when we come back, we're going to run with that article a little bit more and have our phone lines open, 622-9622, about the side of the ball you might be on when it comes to the expectation of constitutional rights and the idea of social distancing. You're listening to 96.3 FM, 1370 AM. Like I said, we're going to take a short little break, and when we come back, we'll be doing some more news bits. And stay tuned for the bottom of the hour, as I hope she's coming in, is Lena Williams hires Baxley Community Events. Yeah, I need a break. We're taking a break. WOCA Ocala, 96.3 FM, 1370 AM, streaming live, YouTube Live, WOCA, The Source Radio. We'll be back right after this.
A lake wind advisory will be in effect from 2 p.m. this afternoon until 6 p.m. this evening. Sunny to partly cloudy and hot today. High 94, breaking the record of 91 set in 1993. Partly cloudy for tonight, low 72. Mostly cloudy and warm again tomorrow. The temperature breaking the record of 92 set in 2018 with a high 93. From the Florida Weather Center, I'm Kevin Snyder.
Buying and selling? Then you know about OcalaForSale.com, Marion County's internet marketplace. But there's something you might not know. I'm Michael Warren, president of USA for Sale. We created Ocala for Sale in 1998 with a passion to connect buyers and sellers and to help local businesses reach shoppers online. On Ocala for Sale, you're just a click away from thousands of deals for real estate, rentals, cars, furniture, appliances, horses, pets, and more. Looking for a job? Our Help Wanted section is booming. Shopping the villages and beyond? Now you'll find great deals on villages for sale, as well as our new statewide classified, Florida for Sale. Log on today and post your free classified. You'll reach thousands of shoppers who check our listings every day. Are you a business looking to get a corner on the internet marketplace? USA for Sale can help you reach your target audience in Ocala, the villages, and statewide. There's no better place to reach shoppers than right where they shop. Let us show you how. Learn more by calling 352-629-1663 or visit us online at usaforsale.com.
The Paycheck Protection Program under the CARES Act provides 100% federally guaranteed loans to small businesses. Available to businesses with fewer than 500 employees. Funds can be used towards payroll costs, rent, utilities, and interest on mortgages. Small businesses are encouraged to get, gather, and go. Get informed by visiting getgathergo.com. There you can gather the needed information and go apply as soon as the SBA program opens with local lenders. For info, visit getgathergo.com to get your business ready to apply.
Hello, I'm Mark Sears with Regency Printing. With over 10 years in the printing business, I know you'll find Regency Printing the place for all your local printing needs. Plus, I have fax services, mailbox rentals, notary service, U.S. mail, pack and ship, all at one convenient location, 2375 Northeast 25th Avenue. Just look for the yellow signs. Regency Printing, 789-6683. That's 789-6683. Regency Printing.
Keep up with what's going on in the downtown area with Ocala Downtown Newspaper. Delivering thousands of newspapers to businesses in the downtown area, Ocala Downtown is there to keep you informed. They even have Tom's Picks, a free referral for people who are looking for a company to do work for them. Tom's Picks will refer the company that fits your needs, and all we ask in return is that you tell them where you heard about it. It's simple. For more info, just call Tom's Picks, 352-804-1223, and pick up your copy of the Downtown Ocala newspaper today.
And now read Ocala Downtown Newspaper online.
Broadcasting from the Paddock Mall Studios, this is WOCA, Ocala, Gainesville, The Villages, 1370 AM, 96.3 FM, The Source.
Listening to AM Ocala Live, 96.3 FM, 1370 AM. We're streaming live, by the way, YouTube Live, WOCA, The Source Radio. Happy Monday, everybody, as we're moving through our 9 o'clock hour here, as we are now 20 minutes past the top of the 9 o'clock hour. And we're in the middle of news bits of news you can chew. We've covered a whole range of things, as we just wrapped up talking about the one bill that was passed there for taking the cap off of the Florida kids health cap for the $1 million bill that was passed in that, and then we were talking about some lane closures there locally, and got some other stuff to mention here. That's Monday. That was a horrible segue. I gotta do better than that. As this is a little PSA here, it says the Florida Department of Economic Opportunities announces the new mobile-friendly site to apply for the reemployment assistance. It says that the Florida Department of Economic Opportunity, or the DEO, announced a new mobile-friendly online application for the reemployment assistance for the which is available at floridajobs.org/RA application. As it says, quote, the Florida Department of Economic Opportunity is committed to ensuring that Floridians are able to receive the benefits owed to them during this global pandemic, said Ken Lawson, Executive Director of the Florida Department of Economic Opportunity. Quote, the team is working around the clock to make the process for applying for reemployment assistance as easy as possible for Floridians. Floridians who do not have a current open reemployment assistance claim should complete their application at floridajobs.org/RA application. To utilize the user-friendly online reemployment assistant application or to download the paper reemployment assistant application, Floridians should visit floridajobs.org/COVID-19. If a Floridian chooses to submit a paper application for reemployment assistant benefits, they should mail their application to DEO, or the Department of Economic Opportunity, and a representative will call them when their application is processed. Any Floridian who's lost their job due to COVID-19 is encouraged to complete a reemployment assistance application. The following are the steps needed to complete an application online or by mail. As when it comes to To the application, you will need the following information to submit your application, as I'm sure very, very many people have, but for those who were deterred due to how problematic the system was before, for those who have not done it yet, they encourage you to do it, and that the system is working a lot better. And again, floridajobs.org/RA application, and you would expect it with the application process to have your social security number, driver's license or state ID number, and your employment information for the last 18 months for each employer, as that's good. Morning. As we move on here a little bit to some other stuff to mention, as this was a little bit from last week, as regional test sites expands to about 350, as the asymptomatic healthcare workers, first responders, military staff, or individuals with underlying conditions, and symptomatic individuals with a fever of 99.6 or higher and respiratory indicators may visit the federally managed and state-operated regional test site, the Orange County Convention Center, to be swabbed for COVID-19 testing free of charge. The test site can now accommodate up to 350 drive-through tests qualifying for individuals per day. As we move on a little bit here, with the idea of rain coming through this weekend and a lot of wind expected here probably within the next few hours due to the front that's coming through that's now near Tallahassee, with a wind advisory that's expected for gusts to be near 30 to 35 miles per hour. One of the ideas is that once we know we don't have any rain, we know we start to enter a drier season. So with that, with the brush fire season, residential burning of vegetative debris is the leading cause of brush fires, and Seminole County Fire Department, or the SCFD, advises that brush fire season is concurrent with the COVID-19 pandemic, and during this time, residents should practice extra caution when burning yard debris in order to keep burning contained. As COVID-19 peaks, firefighters, paramedics, and EMTs are valuable resources in the community on the front lines of combating the virus. And the Seminole County Fire Department stresses fire prevention in order to keep ample resources available. It says, while rain is expected in the coming days, residents should remain vigilant, following all safety measures and laws with respect to burning vegetative debris. It says that there's an expectation for 2 county boat ramps to reopen. It says here it was on Saturday, April 4th, 2020, that Seminole County Emergency Management closed all county boat ramps due to noncompliance with the Center of Disease Control in the CDC with the social distancing recommendations, and the Florida Fish and Wildlife Commission, FWC, executive order on boating recommendations. Well, since that decision, the Florida Wildlife Commission agreed to commit resources to enforce social distancing on county ramps and waterways in the Seminole County Sheriff's Office, and will monitor waterways via additional helicopter patrols and boats. And it says, in reliance of these commitments, Seminole County will Seminole County will open 2 ramps, Wayside Park and Lake Jessup Park, which is opened up. That came open on April 9th at 12 p.m. there in 2020, so last Thursday, as they opened up 2 boat ramps, Wayside Park and Lake Jessup Park. Now, emergency management has been assured that social distancing requirements will be enforced by law enforcement, and those who do not comply will receive a ticket and a fine. And these additional enforcement efforts are not effective. Seminole County will have no choice but to reinstate the closures. And they say it is our hope that the opening of these ramps will give members of the public the opportunity to safely enjoy our waterways. And if public safety can be ensured and boaters demonstrate compliance with the CDC guidelines, the executive order of additional ramps may be opened. Tickets and fines. Again, I think that comes back to the conversation of freedom isn't free. It costs folks like you and me. Team America World Police, that's a real go-to. We're making our way towards the bottom of the 9 o'clock hour. As we have, we're going to round out news bits, but please please stay tuned, because when we come back here, we're going to have Lena Williams from Hires Baxley to hang out with me a little bit, to be a warm body in the room, as I've only seen a few people walk by, and like I said, there's nobody in the studio for as long as it is, but I'm glad to have you here, so good morning. And stay tuned, because we'll be talking with her, and then, of course, after that, we'll be doing our segment there on this date in history, and rounding out our show. Good show this Monday, nonetheless. As you're listening to WOCA Ocala, 96.3 FM, 1370 AM. Like I said, we'll be back right after this.